It's Thursday here on Mansfield Today, which means it's travel. And as we promised last week, we're going to find out more about the ins and outs of traveling and the problems, or maybe not so many problems, associated with going anywhere overseas at the moment, with our friendly person who knows all about all of this, Sean McCarthy from White Star Cruises and Travel.
Hi, Melly. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again as well.
Good. Nice to be back this week.
Okay, so last week we were talking about, going to various destinations. We were talking about Southeast Asia and the fact that you don't need visas to go there. Now, when you're traveling with what they call, of course, the Green Mamba, South African passport, and in fact, for most people overseas who want to travel to places like England or have to go to Europe, there's such a delay and such a backlog with everything at the moment. Even getting British people trying to get their passports, it's taking forever because not only with COVID, where they got so behind with everything, but also because the crisis in Ukraine, because they have been processing a lot more Ukrainians, getting them out of the country and into England. And that is actually, making things slow down on the other things. So we're talking about visas, we're talking about appointments, we're talking about even if you're only flying into Heathrow and changing terminal, you need a British passport, which is something people aren't even thinking about.
Yeah, so I think, as you say, problems. I think there are difficulties. There's no question. Post-COVID has been a situation whereby a lot of the airlines and companies within travel, airports, that type of thing, they remove staff, or they lost staff, let's put it that way. And I think the world has been taken a little bit, they've been shocked a little bit at how quickly travel has picked up again. So they haven't been able to employ those staff quick enough. And I think what's also happened is a lot of people were in tourism or whatever it may be, and have probably moved out of the industry. So that's made it difficult. From a South African point of view, what it's meant is we need to plan a little bit better with our holidays.
A lot better, not a little bit.
Yeah, one of the things is visas. I think there are a lot of people out there that are very frustrated because visas are taking a long time. The other thing is and it's something, if I can give everybody out there a word of advice, if you are getting a visa going to the UK or a Schengen country, check your visa once you pick it up. Don't wait till you get home. Because we are picking up mistakes, and it's not done on purpose. I just think that you're taking new people, you're trying to do stuff as quickly as you can, so people haven't been trained properly, or they're just rushing, or whatever the case may be. So check your visas. But most importantly, whereas previously you would think you can get a visa appointment nice and quickly, you've actually really got to think about it and do it well in advance now, because UK visas are taking a long time. American visas, UK visa appointments are taking a while. American visas are taking a long time. Schengen countries as well, you've got to have to wait to get appointments, and that's all done online. So it is definitely taking more planning, and you've got to think about what you're doing.
But looking at the time thing, I've got a friend who's flying in December. That's 6 months' time. She's already had to apply for an appointment for her interview, which has taken a month just to get the interview. And this is what they've said. You have to do that. And then it's still going to take all of that time that you can make sure that you will have a visa in 6 months' time. And there's no shortcuts, are there?
No, not really. And so that's why, you've got it, but they're tricks. Let's put it this way. There are tricks around it. So with appointments, appointments come available often. So keep checking. If you go online and says the next appointment's in a month's time, check tonight, check tomorrow night, because appointments are released. If you've got to do multiple destinations, so for example, one of the ladies that works with me is in the South African ladies hockey side, and they're heading off to the Commonwealth Games this evening, and they're waiting for their British passports. But what you can do from a British passport point of view, if you're going, not a British passport, a British visa point of view, if you are doing Britain and you're going to do Europe, for example, take your passport, do your British visa, but you can pay a fee to keep your passport. So you don't have to have your passport sitting in with a British consulate for a month or whatever it may be, waiting for that visa, and you can't do anything else. Get your passport back and then go and apply for a Schengen visa. And what the British embassy does then is that when your visa's ready, they call you, you go, they stamp it in, but it gives you a chance to get your other visas in the interim.
This whole thing, though, for me, because I've also been going through this whole thing of a child going overseas, and we suddenly realized the way that they had been booked was flying through Dubai to London and then on from there to Cork.
Yes.
suddenly realized, oh no, there's no such thing as a transit visa anymore. You actually have to get a British visa, UK visa, just to change from one terminal to another. And that was going to put a complete kibosh on everything, because there's no ways I was going to be able to get a visa, not even having thought about something like that. So then, of course, the only other alternative would have been to reroute Dubai straight to Dublin, because, of course, Dublin doesn't need a visa. And Ireland.
So again, I mean, and look, and I think
why did they change that? Why is it now that you have to have a visa?
It's quite a while ago. That was pre-COVID, and I could be wrong, but because I'm not an expert there, but pre-COVID, I know that Britain specifically, that you couldn't just have a transit visa. So that's why there was a bit of an issue, and that's why with the UK you can do long stay visas. You know, you can do a 2-year visa or a 5-year visa or a 10-year visa for that reason, and I think it's. I think it's just a concern that I suppose that people do arrive in the UK and they do just sort of, they've got a transit visa and they exit the airport or whatever it may be. I'm sure they've got some other reason. But we spoke about it last week, and I say it again, and I think especially now, post-COVID, with all the different changes and rules and regulations that are there, it is worthwhile booking with a travel agent.
Absolutely.
And I even find, a lot of people will go online and book an air ticket and they think that they're getting a great deal. And in some instances, they do pick up a deal and what have you. But I've had the perfect example, and I'm in the industry where we've the one of the ladies that works with us that does our tickets saved me 12,000 rand on an air ticket going to Israel this week because she had the skill to be able to find what I was looking for, the routing that I was looking for, and the connections that I needed.
Absolutely. I mean, travel agents, they just know it. I mean, I know that you do think that you're saving money by booking online. However, I've found out even many years back, instead of actually trying to book online and getting frustrated because I was not finding flights that would move from here to there with enough time in between, I went into the airline office and said, this is what I want to do. And I ended up paying less and getting exactly what I want, and I couldn't do it online. So sometimes I think it's a better idea to get the travel agent or to go to a ticketing agent specifically.
Yeah, you know what? There are agents out there, lots of them, that have got years and years of experience, and that's all they do. And they've got a GDS computer system that is there to assist them to find the best fares and what have you, and it shows them the rulings. And again, so where we are post-COVID, I think it's so important, because I know people are moaning now and saying, "Jeepers, what's happened to air tickets? Why is it all of a sudden so expensive?" and what have you. I believe, and especially with you take Comair, for example, and what's happened in our local environment.
You mean ex-Comair, ex-Kulula?
Yeah. But if you think about it, there just isn't the capacity that there was previously. Okay, so airlines are, like any business, it's supply and demand, so they are going to charge accordingly, and I suppose that's where it should be. So as I've said, and we said, it's going to take some planning. Okay, you've got to think a little bit about what you're doing, and when it comes to your visas, when it comes to buying your air tickets, and also I think the same sort of thing when it comes to if it's booking a cruise or booking a holiday to Mauritius or that type of thing. Book in a bit of it in advance. Your pricing will be better. You'll get the timings that you want, the routings that you want, that type of thing. And I think until we get back to where we should be in 2 or 3 years' time, I think that's it's sound advice to take that a little bit of time. Yeah.
Speak to the professionals. Get hold of the experts.
Yeah, without a doubt. And there's so many good travel companies and good agents, consultants in this country that I've worked with and been involved with for many, many years, and it is worthwhile. And you know what? Sometimes, it costs you a little bit extra for an air ticket. And I'm not talking thousands of rands. I'm talking under 1,000 rand. It might be a little bit of commission or whatever. But let me tell you something. At the moment, it's money well spent.
I totally agree with that. So where are you off to now?
Got a business trip to Israel, which I've never been to before. So I'm going to Tel Aviv, and I'm really excited about it, because it's a place that was never on my radar to go. But I've been doing a little bit of work with an Israeli company and chatting to some of the people, and then this weekend did a little bit of research and had a look at Tel Aviv and whatever. And it looks absolutely amazing.
You've got to go to Haifa, you've got to go to Jaffa, you've got to go to the Druze villages, you've got to go to Jerusalem, you've got to go to Bethlehem. I did all of them. It was fantastic. If you go to Bethlehem, of course, don't forget you can go and see the cave where Jesus was born, and you can't miss it because there's a huge neon star above it. That's the star of Bethlehem.
Can't wait.
Well, enjoy the travel
Thank you very
safely,
much indeed. Yes.
and if I've got any problems, I'm going to be getting hold of him.
Please do.
Please sort everything. Sort my life out. I can't deal with this anymore. Anyway.
Let's get you on a cruise soon. I think we need to get you to Southeast Asia.
As long as it doesn't sink. I mean, I was on the Oceanus at one stage. I was on the Achille Laura. I've had boats that have gone. So
choose the right ship.
All right, we'll take him up on that one. And we will catch you again tomorrow with more Mansfield Today and, of course, with more travel next week. And watch out for me on gardening tomorrow. All right, we'll catch you again. Take care.